time we're looking at EA. I actually just want to address this to you guys because I think it's kind of important. But right now, we're currently okay. Let's start from the beginning, right? So first of all, we just came out of a long period of consolidation. What is this? From 2022 till 2024. It finally broke out of its long consolidation phase, so now it's finding its trend, and right now from here we can see that it's definitely in the bullish phase, but these corrective phases right here, so each time there's a surge there's a little corrective phase, so big impulsive wave of bullish candles here, then you're met with your usual corrective wave, which is a smaller uh, bearish wave. So there, and then you have a strong bullish wave again. But as you see here, this past 2 weeks, you see like a very hard drop in the movement of the price. And so this corrective wave was decent, but compared to this one is way much bigger and more harder than this one. Pause. But basically, what this saying is that we might be expecting the bullish trend to be slowing down a bit here. And so, yeah, you guys might want to look out for any potential shorting positions, or just, keep a lookout on where the direction is going. And so, we can see that still above some of the MAs. It just broke past the my MA20, but it's not really use of information when we're looking at weeks. But anyways, still above all the heavy MAs like MA50, MA100. So that's still okay, but what y'all want to see too is that when we look closer into when we turn on my pivot points, we're on monthly pivot points. We definitely see how it's above the pivot points over here, and then after it broke down, right? Broke down, and then now it's staying below the pivot point. So that's pretty critical. And I'm gonna switch down to daytime frame now. So I'm gonna move this down to weekly. The pivot points. So when we take a closer look, right, this corrective, that was a corrective wave I was looking at right here. Just turn into my thing. I was looking at this right here, and so some of you might be looking at this and say, oh, but it's it tested the support there, and it's moving up with a nice bullish candle. But what you guys don't see is that if you guys compare the volume from here, right here, the volume right here compared to the volume here, it's drastically different, right? And y'all can really see that, like look at this. This volume right here, this 700, you guys can see it up top right there, 778,000 people who bought it or sold it, compared to 1.7 million people, right? So meaning this candle could be moved easier in either directions, right? So yeah, don't just because it's a nice indicator, you got a little pin bar here and a bullish candle, don't be expecting the price to actually bounce up and create a buying scenario, because you guys also have to notice the volume right there, which I just talked about. And also, let me just remove this MA100 so you guys can see this clearer. It's also, the price is actually also below the weekly pivot point right here. And so combining all that confluence, it's not actually clear whether it's bullish or bearish, but I'm leaning more towards the bearish side just because it's on the daytime frame. It's actually below the MA 20 and 50, and probably 100 too. Yeah, it's below those. So it has more barriers to break, more pivot points to break, meaning it's gonna be hard to move up. And considering the fact that it got rejected twice up in here, I'm gonna draw a pivot point up here, a resistance. I meant the fact that it got rejected twice up in that price range, marks even more levels to break just to get, to 166 when it's at, 149, 150 right now. So, yeah. So if it rejects any of these levels coming up and it moves down and breaks downwards, do not be surprised, as most of this is already warning us. So if we look even closer to 4 hour, which I'm not going to go below that because, Useless. It does seem bullish right here, but then again, the volume's dropping. It's still below every single level, pivot points, all three of my MAs. So it's going to be harder to break up and move upwards. But, of course, it's not going to be totally bearish from now on. It's probably still going to be moving up a bit more, but it's definitely going to have a lot of rejection, and you guys might be looking at, a little bearish continuation here. So yeah, stay on the lookout for EA Electronic Arts for any shorting positions, or just be very aware of what's going on. Thank you.